I'm sitting here, man, and I'm trying to figure out for myself, man, when everyone decided to just go and give up on our country. And I was scrolling through this Reddit thread the other day, right? And what I was reading, man, it was sad. It was like watching a group of soldiers, man, right in the middle of a battle, just quit, just stop fighting and put down their weapons and just totally walk off the battlefield. There's this one guy, man, in particular in there, and he's asking if anyone has lost hope in America. And my question to him would be, if you're in the middle of a battle, right, and you lose hope, do you really just stop fighting? Do you just give up and give in? And how do you really know that all hope is lost? How do you know that if you would have just kept fighting, that you might have eventually won? People, man, I guess. I also see a little further down there in the comments, man, one lady's in there, right? And she's apologizing to her 18-year-old daughter for leaving her in a country in such bad shape. Now, I guess I can agree with that one. And there's this other post, man, about politics, stating that so many people in our country have now fully embraced fascism, and so quickly that no one ever saw it coming. And then, people, I have to ask you this. What happened to our country? How did we get here from where we used to be? And I don't know. So sometimes I look around, man, and for the life of me, I don't understand it. But I guess I really do, though. Because being born a black man in America, I've known America's true face all along, and I'm not going to sugarcoat that. The reality is, even privileged people are starting to feel the effects now, starting to actually see what certain groups of people have always gone through in America. And all that complaining people were doing while others turned a blind eye to it and just ignored it. Well, now they get to experience it for themselves. The proverbial shoe is on the other foot. And that old saying from World War II Germany, that they came for the Jews and I said nothing because I wasn't a Jew, that those chickens are coming home to roost now. But it's kind of sad, you know. But politics in this country, man, have devolved into nothing but pure tribalism, you know. It's kind of disheartening to witness. We've all become so anti-neighbor in this country. Because remember, at one time, this used to be the melting pot. But again, what did we expect? What did we expect when we knowingly elected a criminal rapist? And to me, that was the beginning of the end for me. That let me know that this country no longer actively reflected my values. I mean, think about this for a minute. A criminal rapist, convicted of fraud 34 times, tried to overthrow the government of the United States of America, and we went and elected him anyway. So what does that say about the people of our country? Now make that make sense. Because I know there's a lot of professions out there, man, that you're automatically disqualified from if you become a convicted felon. Can't be a teacher? Nope. Doctor? Nope. Lawyer? No. Police officer? Nope. You can't even carry a gun. But in this country, man, the most important job in the world, the president of the United States, the most powerful nation that has ever existed on the face of this earth, you're not disqualified. And make no mistake about it, people, I do not fault Donald Trump. Donald Trump is not truly the problem. He's a problem, but he's not truly the problem. Donald Trump is simply a symptom of a much bigger condition. Think about somebody who has cancer and they get a bump on their arm or somewhere. The bump isn't the problem, because you cut that bump off or you remove it, you still haven't treated or killed the cancer. The Donald Trump is that bump. And we just put way too much focus on him instead of focusing on the big problem. But see, people, all that misguided focus, that's all by design. The bigger problem is our government and shit. Neither fucking side, both sides suck. The system is a rigged two-party duopoly. And both sides rely way too much on fear mongering and division to try to hold on to power. And we fall for it each and every time. And our country, man, seems like it's getting dumber and dumber. And that's due to probably cuts to education. And then racism is out there rearing its ugly head, running rampant again. And crime is in the streets unchecked. And we got so many issues, man, that are piling up. But while we're too busy at each other's throats, man, and chasing shiny objects to address them. And the one main problem I see today, man, we're being purposely divided. And we don't even realize it. The top is purposely dividing the bottom. Divide and conquer is the term, I believe. And we fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. Picture the power structure in this country as a triangle. There's very little room at the top. That's where the elites and the oligarchs live. The bottom, the base, that's where the rest of us live. There used to be a middle ground, but they're doing away with that now. So it's to their advantage to keep us divided and at each other's throats at all costs, because there's so many more of us than there is of them. And we're so damn busy looking right and left and chasing shit that we never even stop to look up and realize that the people at the top, where all that wealth is, they're up there playing puppet master, manipulating us in our lives and picking the shit out of our pockets. Ask yourself this, people. How in the hell do these businesses continue to make record profits year after year, billions on top of billions, while the common man sees none of it? None of it trickles down in his pockets. The average Joe can't even make enough to keep up with the cost of living, while Exxon and Amazon and Microsoft all constantly make record profits. And the CEOs of those companies get hundreds of millions of dollars and perks and stock, while the common man struggles to make it day to day. And I read an article some time back, and I'm not going to name the company because I don't want any YouTube strikes. But the workers at this particular company had to go out and apply for public assistance, man, while working full time, mind you, just to make it. And I ask you people again, is this really America? And here we are. We keep taking our frustrations out on each other online. And this online back and forth battle shit has got to stop. So social media has created more division than anything else in this country. The problem is people get way too comfortable hiding online, saying any fucking thing they want with no fear of repercussion. And social media, too, amps up every little problem into a crisis. And most of this doom and gloom feeling that the country is feeling now is caused by social media. And there's an easy ass solve for this. You want to know what that is? Keep your ass offline. And most of those words will disappear overnight. But how many of us are addicted to those fucking telephones? Scrolling, doom scroll. Stop and ask yourself this, people. Who's profiting off our anger and division? Because you can best bet somebody is. And no, before you start commenting and hating on, I'm not anti-social media, not at all. I enjoy social media, certain things. I mean, I believe, you have the right to say what you want to say. And even if I don't agree with it, you still have the right to say it. But be man enough not to hide. Come out and say it, whatever it is you want to say, and let people know who you are and where you stand on it. And it seems like in this country, man, we have went and forgot that it's the people that are truly important. It seems like we exist in a culture now, man, that only values, material things, man, and money and status. And if you don't have those things, you're basically invisible in this country, man. And that just goes to show you our country, man, has been sick for a long time. And we're just starting to see the symptoms. But what we all need to do is stop pretending like this shit is normal, because it's not. And I'm stuck in it like everybody else. I'm at the bottom of that triangle. But from what I can tell and where I'm sitting, we're all losing. It's the people at the very top, the billionaires, and our strongman president. Those are the people that are truly winning. And that tariff shit, that whole debacle that threw the economy into a tizzy a few months back, oh, you can best fucking believe they profited heavily from that. Because when I look at my 401k, you know what? I'm not even gonna go there. It pisses me off. But anyway, so let me ask you people something. Is our country not worth fighting for anymore? I mean, do we just give up and put down our arms and bend the knee, so to speak? Or do we get together and unite and continue to fight? Because people, don't know about you, but what do we do if we lose? I mean, I don't want to live like I'm in Haiti or someplace like that. And I know most of you probably don't either, but are we headed there anyway? Because what I do know, if wages stay stagnant and inflation keeps rising, a lot of people are going to be in a bad way to go. And they're going to be homeless. Have you ever been homeless? Me neither. I spent the night in the woods one time camping. I didn't even like that shit. But who knows, people? Maybe it's already too late. Maybe the slide started and we're too late to stop it. But I don't want to believe that. We've got to keep fighting. We've got to stop this infighting now and turn our attention to where it really needs to be. Because in reality, people, whether you believe it or not, we all work hard and we all want the same things. And for the most part, we all have the same dreams. But we're the cogs in the wheels that run the machine. The reality is, if we stop fighting each other long enough and get together, we can force change. But we got to get the hell out of each other's way, man, and stop fighting each other. And hell, I don't know, man. I'm just an old man ranting and raving on YouTube. But if you got anything you want to say or add to this, hell, or just disagree, drop it down in the comments, man, and let's talk about it. And tell me what you think. I really want to hear from you guys on this one. Did this situation affects each and every one of us, and not only each and every one of us, but our families, our loved ones, everybody we know? This issue, man, has been on my mind a lot lately. And I think it's because I don't want to leave these kids, man, with a mess that we made. Hey, take care of yourself and each other, man, especially in these trying times. And mind your mental health. That's important nowadays. And more than anything else, be kind to each other out there. Show a little more respect. And you know what? As always, I'll see you guys in the next one.